my good friend Stuart Smith.
Thank you very much. Oh, ain't it good to be back together again?
Yay!
I'll tell you what, we missed you folks.
You're our family.
Yeah,
Our
we feel
Delaware
that.
family.
We're going to start out with a tune that I wrote that's on our Heirlooms album. And it's about, I wrote it about the little road that run past my mama and papa's old home place. And it just kind of talks about what our sense of place means in the Appalachian region. Mail pouch, barnside in a field of clover hay, and a groundhog sunning in the heat of the day. A crookedy creek running clear, clean and cold by an old home place about 100 years old. Now that's the country life, easy going life, simple life along this old crooked road. Windy hills fun up on the ridge, and the creek runs under a one-lane bridge, a one-lane bridge with a roof on the top, and not a cotton-picking semi or a traffic cop. Now that's the country life, easy going life, simple life along this old crooked road. And a holler's not a yell, it's a place where you go between two hills to the old fishing home, catching bass and bluegill on a Sunday afternoon, and whistling through your teeth the funky bluegrass tune. That's a country life, easy going life, simple life along this old crooked road. Rusty tinted leaves on the autumn trees by a white steeple church where folks pray on their knees, and graveyard plots behind that church, snuggled in maple trees, walnuts and birch. And when I'm long gone, I hope the Lord do have a spot up in heaven along the crooked road too, 'cause I love that country life, easy going life, simple life along this old crooked road. I hear he's got a lot of golden streets up there. I just hope there's a couple of dirt roads too.
We're going to do the next one. It was written by Charles Grant Wynn, long time ago.
Middle of the 1800s.
Yeah. But it's been on our bucket list a little shorter time than that. And we recorded it.
It's on our Good Life
It's
album.
on our Good Life album.
And they're guaranteed for life if they don't break or bust. Okay, so if you have a car that no longer has a CD player in it, I tell you they work really well as coasters. So one way or another you can help us out.
This is called Mrs. Jameson's Favorite, and it's one of ours.
Thank you. That's a pretty one, isn't it?
Okay, you're going to get a debut tonight.
Yeah.
This is a song I just wrote. So at least pretend like you like it, okay? It'll mean a lot to me. How this song came about was where we live in North Carolina. We live up on a place called Snake Mountain, and the gravel road comes up the mountain, and we have a little gravel road that comes off of it, but our mailbox is up on the main gravel road. And one day we were leaving in our truck, and our neighbors from a farm just down the mountain a little ways went driving by, and she yelled out the window. She said, "There's maters in your mailbox." Ruth looked at me and said, and there were tomatoes in the mailbox. She left
I need to explain. Somebody told me here, maters are tomatoes. I was told I needed to explain that.
And we eat M&M sandwiches,
Yeah.
which are maters and mayonnaise. Okay. Anyway, so Ruth looked at me and she said, "Boy, there's a song." So I got busy and I wrote this. So you're going to get to hear it for the first time. Obviously, it's called Maters in the Mailbox. Hang on, my fingertips coming off. Maters in the mailbox, always on the porch. Folks just being neighborly, they'll always bring us more. When summer gardens all come in, there's taters, peas, and corn. Some are really nice zucchini just a-setting by our door. Well, the neighbors help us put up hay in the hot, hot summer sun. Put a watermelon in the creek so it's cold when work is done. We'll wash it down with sweet tea, homemade ice cream by the ton. Start a-picking tunes and a-telling tales, country folk just having fun. Maters in the mailbox mean more than words can say. Maters in the mailbox, neighbor's way of saying hey. So be a neighbor to your neighbor each and every day. Like maters in the mailbox, it's a good old country way. When weather deals a heavy blow, washing the road away, we'll still be here together to fight another day. We'll be just fine, of course you know, no limbs will block our drive. With neighbors helping neighbors, country folk always survive. And your grass won't need a cutting if you're taken to the bed. A neighbor always comes along and nothing's ever said. He just returned the favor when trouble comes his way. 'Cause that's the way it's done round here, never taking any pay. Maters in the mailbox mean more than words can say. Maters in the mailbox, neighbor's way of saying hey. So be a neighbor to your neighbor each and every day. Like maters in the mailbox, it's the good old country way. Yeah, maters in the mailbox, it's the good old country way.
Thank you.
I figured you folks could identify with that, seeing how many miles from what people call somewhere. I love it here.
Yeah, we do. We love it. And we love Michiganders too. Yeah. All right. So today, Steve and I taught our duets class, and my goodness, they did a great job learning this. Yeah, really fantastic, and we're going to play what we worked on in the duets class. Natalie McMaster, maybe some of you are familiar with her. She's an incredible fiddler from Nova Scotia and
Cape Breton.
Cape Breton. If you have never heard her, you need to find her. She and her husband have a bazillion kids, and they're so sweet. They all sing and dance and play fiddle, and so look them up online. Anyway, this was written for her friend Peter Jennings in honor of him. He was the news anchor on CBS for many years. ABC, sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to correct.
Thank you. No, thank you. I get my letters confused. ODP what? Anyway, this is called Farewell to Peter.
And it's a new single of ours on our website, StephenRuth.com. Because CDs are on the way out, so you can download stuff from our site. Thank you. Isn't that pretty?
Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to say something. I corrected Ruth on stage, told her ABC, and I'm really sorry about that. Because she's a very loving wife. I mean, I will come home and when I walk in the door, she'll say, "So glad you're home. What would you like for supper?" I'll tell her. And sometimes I get it wrong. But she still is a loving wife.
We're going to close out with one that I wrote. At these wonderful festivals when we all gather, sometimes we have multiple levels of players all in one class. And I wrote this one so that there'd be 3 parts, one for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And we could all play all 3 parts together at the same time. And so Steve thought, hey, this sounds like the old one-room schoolhouses, you know, where you had all the grades in one room, and the instructor had to work with every grade in the classroom. So we call it the one-room schoolhouse. Sounds like a bunch of happy kids playing. So I thought Steve always names my instrumentals.
Yeah.
He's the lyricist.
I'm the lyricist of the family, so when she writes an instrumental, I get to name it.
Yeah, so. Anyway, I'm going to try and play all three parts at once.
And this is on our Good Life album.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all.
Ruth and Steve Smith. One more? Yeah, you know it.
Thank you.
Well, I guess this is good. I got a request to do this one tonight. It's also on our Good Life album, and we've done it here before right after we recorded it. It's a song I wrote about me and my son when he was 3 years old. And we used to every day on the Nashville Network watch old Roy Rogers and Gene Autry movies. Yeah, every day. He was 3 now. I don't remember how old I was, but he was 3. And so for Christmas, he wanted all the cowboy gear. I mean, we got it all. We even got him bunk beds. So he was with the wagon wheels on the end, you know, everything was ready. A couple of months later, I'm walking down the halls, about nap time, and I look in his room, and he's having this really serious conversation with Ruth. But what caught my attention was what he was wearing, because all he had on was a cowboy hat, a pair of tighty-whitey underwear, a pair of cowboy boots, and a gun and holster. And I thought, man, I gotta find out what that's about. I wrote this to tell you, this is what that was about. Am I in the wrong key?
Oh, was that it?
It's in C.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
He's my little cowboy, riding the range, in his boots and his hat, roping the dogies, toting his 6-gun, as he chases the bad guys, till it's time for his nap. But you better not call it a nap, it's called shut-eye. And you gotta sleep with your hat pulled down over your face. And he says cowboys never, ever wear pajamas. And you need to keep one eye open just in case. And then he finally goes off to sleep and dreams of horses. How someday he'll have a real horse of his own. And he promises to take real good care of him, and even let him stay on the bottom bunk in his room. He's my little cowboy. Oh, he's my little cowboy, riding the range in his boots and his hat, roping a dogie, toting his 6-gun as he chases a bad guy till it's time for his nap. And if you can't have a real life horse, well, there's always Daddy. Nah, he don't move all that fast, but he'll get you around. But it's awful hard explaining to your daddy that a cowboy's horse never gets tired and has to lay down. And mommies don't understand a whole lot of things about cowboys. Well, like they never have to brush their teeth before they go to bed. No, they just ride their horses and do whatever they want to. Not one of them ever eats peas or has to be fed. He's my little cowboy. Oh, he's my little cowboy, riding the range in his boots and his hat, roping a dogie, toting his 6-gun as he chases a bad guy till it's time for his nap. Oh yeah, Mama, and one more thing, cowboys never take naps. Thank you. And that's what he was saying.
Steve and Ruth Smith, all the way from North Carolina.